speaking the truth.
We're taking up space.
We are breaking the silence on menstruation.
This is the Red Dot Podcast.
Living first, stay fresh and clean. Nips are lies, you are a queen. Zero shame, oh yeah, shine so bright. Period power, own your light. Period power, own your light.
Hello. It's your girl Covenant here, and here with me are
Flourish.
It's Aisha in the building.
I'm Margaret Mary.
and welcome to another episode of
The Red Dot Podcast.
Woo! Where we break the stigma, bust the silence, and build power through honest conversations about periods. Well, today's topic is a deeply personal one, a very sensitive one, yet it's rarely spoken about. Menstrual health and mental well-being, the unspoken connection. From hormonal shifts to the emotional toll of stigma, menstruation affects not just our bodies but our minds too. So why are we still made to feel as if we're being irrational, dramatic, or weak just because we're on our periods? Let's talk about it.
What really happens to our mind during menstruation, girls? What do you think happens to our mind?
Being stressed.
Mood swings.
Yes, correct.
We don't know. Please enlighten us.
Let's talk biology. During the menstrual cycle, hormones like estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, and this shift can affect our mood, energy, and focus, and even anxiety level. For some, it means mild irritability. For others, it means more seriousness. So we all know PMS, right?
Yeah.
Please, I don't talk.
Premenstrual syndrome now. Which is the normal mood swing that we feel, the low energy.
Wait, that has a name.
I'm just hearing about it for the first time.
What of PMDD?
Sorry?
Come again.
Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. It is a severe
Wow.
and more intense part of the PMS. More intense mood swing, more intense depression, fatigue, and even suicidal thoughts. It's not just PMS. It's real. It's diagnosable, and it affects lives. Yet, many Nigerian women and girls never get a name for what they are feeling. They are simply told, it's that time of the world. Don't be too emotional.
How painful it is for girls like us to suffer just because of a natural phenomenon.
Honestly, and then someone will still walk up to me and say, "You're being dramatic. It's that time of the month." Like, are you kidding me?
They don't know how intense it is.
Yes.
Seriously. And then maybe you're happy today, you're sad tomorrow, they say a village people that is doing you, what is wrong with you? The way they just actually know how to just show all these symptoms. It's actually a real disease. Even the World Health Organization have declared it diagnosable, and it's really affecting many people's lives. And unfortunately, many girls don't even know about it, don't even know what it's called. Seriously. They don't even know there's even a disease like that. They don't even know anything like that.
Yes.
And it's really affecting them. They just feel as if they are not normal. They feel as if they are going nuts. Seriously.
And this PMDD actually have a solution, and that's one of the most amazing parts of it. It has a solution, like therapy. If you notice this kind of thing for somebody, not only for yourself, you can advise that person to go for therapies or visit a doctor, maybe to prescribe any drugs if possible. And self-care. You should care for yourself.
Self-love.
Thank you. You should have enough rest, enough sleep.
Yeah. When you don't know you have a problem, you cannot actually find a solution.
Yes,
so girls that don't even know what is called, they don't even know that it's a real sickness, they don't even know it's a real how do they find solution?
Enlightened, and they need to be aware about this stuff.
Believe me, the damage it has done is much.
PMS really need to be catered for.
Very well.
Just imagine you're overlooking PMS and then it escalates into PMDD.
Believe me, it's not nice.
Very worse.
And the emotional impact is not good at all. It actually affects most girls emotionally to a very large extent.
Thinking of committing suicide. This is
it's intense. And then someone walk up to you and tell you, don't be over emotional. It's just period.
Or they'll say you're exaggerating or you're faking it.
So let's talk about the damage done. not only by biology, but by society. I'm sure most of us have heard she's overreacting.
Yes,
She's on her
definitely.
period. Or worse. Or you'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm on my period. I'm sorry, I'd not caused this. It's just mood swing. Very soon I'll become the way I used to be. No one needs to hear you apologize. You don't need to apologize for this kind of thing. You don't have to. Rather, they're the one that's supposed to show you empathy.
Exactly.
And the worst part is some of this is even females that are
Yeah.
They
themselves.
worsen the situation.
We should actually create an environment where girls support girls.
Yeah.
The saying that says heaven help those who help themselves. Girls, support your fellow girl before
You
the
expect
other gender
others
will
to
now
support.
Imagine, okay, some people don't even have menstrual cramps. Some people don't feel it at all.
Yeah.
And there's some people menstrual cramps that are so intense that they won't start rolling on the ground. Imagine that kind of person. You now see and that person that is not having menstrual.
Overreacting.
You now see that overreacting. That was not actually have empathy on people.
Show them that you
empathy.
care.
Exactly. We should actually make girls to feel
Yes.
loved and feel that they are valued.
You know, there was a time in school I was seeing my menstruation and I had this sudden mood swing. And my friend walked up to me and was like, a minute ago you were happy and now you are sad. And I was actually apologizing to her. Sorry, it's not my fault. You understand this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she just said nothing. When I got home, I had a second thought about it. I was like, I wasn't supposed to apologize. I mean, you're a girl like me.
Yeah.
You're supposed to understand. So you don't expect me to apologize.
Exactly. And then situations like this make girls to lose self-confidence. They lose their
Yes.
self-esteem. They
Low
become
self-esteem.
depressed. And then you start seeing some people feeling antisocial. It's actually
Isolation.
not nice. Seriously. Do not be feeling as if they're a problem to be
To the
managed.
society.
No, like comments like this may seem small, but they are dangerous.
Very, very.
Comments like you're being too irrational, you're overreacting, invalidate real emotions and mental health struggles. It make menstruating girls feel like, okay, they are a problem
Or a
to
burden.
manage.
Yeah, exactly.
Comments like this reinforce the idea that women are unstable, weak, or incapable during their cycle.
And we are not.
Yes.
And funny enough,
you,
when
we
you
are not.
hear this a lot, like repeatedly, you just start believing it.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's where PMDD comes in.
You now become depressed. You now
Yes, and then you're having suicidal thoughts.
And
It's bad.
there was this girl some time ago. She actually had PMS due to her menstruation, but she's not the favored daughter of the family. They don't really care about her in her house, stuff like that. So she just keeps to herself. When she tries to tell her family members, they don't really care. Even her friend group eventually escalated to PMDD. One day, just where we are seated, she and her friend groups were singing like, I think one day I'm going to kill myself. Like, I'm just tired of this life. And guess what the friends did? They just laughed. They looked at her and
Oh
they're
my
like,
God.
stop playing.
I understand.
Not up to 2 weeks after that situation, she jumped off a building and killed herself.
What?
This is bad.
That is very.
Had it been the friends really understood what she was going through,
Even, you might not even feel as if it's
would have told
something to be-
somebody.
And the thing is, she tried telling people, but they
But
didn't
no
even give her a
one.
listening ear. And then everybody was being so sympathetic. They were crying over her. She was gone. There was nothing they could do to bring her back. Later on, one of her friends now realized that she actually said,
She said it.
And no one took
one-
it serious. They just took it as normal joke.
we can't turn back time.
You know, we internalize the shame, we hide our pain,
Very
we laugh
sad.
it off as strong, but silence isn't strength.
At all.
And menstrual stigma is a mental health issue. We spoke to a few Nigerian girls about how their mental health is affected during their period. A girl from Kano said, during my period, I became so anxious I can't sleep. But when I tried to talk to someone about it, they said it's just PMS, that I was being dramatic. Imagine your flow causing you inability to sleep. Like,
Even if I'm not on my flow, if I don't get my 8 hours of sleep every night, I won't be able to do anything productive the
Exactly.
next
I'll be
day.
angry.
I'll be so cranky and
Sleep.
then
I
so-
cannot miss sleep.
and not as if she kept it to herself. She actually opened up. She spoke to someone about it,
And no
and
one
the person just overlooked it. It's PMS.
She was
Oh my
ignored.
God. I'm sure she must have gone through a lot.
Definitely.
Another girl said, I have PMDD. I didn't know it for years. I just thought I was crazy or cursed. It
Seriously.
wasn't until I left Nigeria that someone even told me it had a name.
that story is actually similar to a friend of mine. And then she was suffering from this. She will feel depressed every time towards her period. And then she have this intense mood swing. And then also this suicidal thought. And then she thought that she was crazy. And then they took her to the village thinking it was
mental problem.
like always, they was thinking,
Spiritual
then
attack.
her grandma was actually looking for this herbal stuff to just
Oh my God.
help her with everything. Then not until she actually left Nigeria, and then she now found out that there was a name for this. It's actually diagnosable. Even World Health Organization have actually declared it a real diagnosable
Problem.
illness. Believe me, that's why enlightenment is actually
Honestly.
needed.
Yes.
We need to
Very
get
well.
educated about situations like this, because if you don't know it, it will actually affect you more.
Completely.
To be honest, these stories are not rare. They are common, and they are why this conversation matters.
They are indeed why this conversation matters. But now we need a cultural shift. Instead of dismissing women as emotional, hormonal, or weak, there's so many other things that we can do to help them go through PMS and completely stop the possibilities of having PMDD. We can acknowledge their experiences with empathy.
True.
Because
That's true. Yeah.
menstrual cramps is not easy to go through, and then females have to go through it alone. Nobody can go through it with
Nobody
them.
shares it.
But if there are people around us, do you need
help.
water? Should I
Some
get you this? Should I get you that?
Rest.
Even if the pain does not subside, the person,
least.
You feel
Thank
loved.
you.
Exactly.
You feel one
You
is
feel
there.
important.
and then her emotional state will be, boosted. She won't feel low, and possibly the suicidal thoughts will not even
You
come
might
close
not
to her.
come at all.
And then educating communities.
Yeah.
This is not just about females. This needs inclusivity. We need to bring in the boys and the men, because the emotional impact of menstruation is very, very terrible and affects females to a
Very
large
well.
extent. We are talking to you all now because we need inclusivity to be able to spread awareness about PMS and PMDD. Let's not just sit back and watch. Let's help and assist. Girl to girl or boy to girl, we all matter.
A lot.
And we should also teach girls not to mock their own experience or downplay their pain. Like I said earlier, girls should actually help girls, help your fellow girls, support them,
Very
feel
well.
their pain,
Women
have
supporting women.
empathy, sympathy. You
Show love.
We really need this thing to actually survive in a world like this.
Very well. There was a video I came across in the internet. I saw a lady. She was just creating a content, and she was like, she did it on purpose. She stained herself. Then she moved around looking for people that were actually console her. She was acting like someone that was going through mood swing, anxiety, and so on. And to my surprise, people were actually helping her.
Wow.
I was like, is this Nigeria? Thank you. I was
the Korean
surprised.
movie.
Is this
in
Ni-
Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
Wow.
If everybody could be like this, believe me, they will
And
make
then actually
menstruation
saw
more
a
easier.
content on social media about this technology that helps someone to feel your pain. And then there's this girl, she actually did this with her brother's roommate. So she was having menstrual cramps.
Okay.
And then she attached technology to her brother's roommate. And then the girl actually feeling the cramp. The girl was still standing and enduring it, but the guy was
could not
feeling
endure.
what pain.
God,
He
it's-
seriously could not endure the pain.
It's not easy.
Imagine men could actually feel what it is. Believe me, they'll actually see the need for them to sympathize with women.
Yes,
true.
and a lot of girls have contemplated on, transferring the pain. Just take it. I don't want.
So you want that?
Take it. I don't need it again. If it's because the care that we are getting is not enough. There are some that are actually caring for us, and we appreciate them, right?
Very well.
But we need more of it. Honestly speaking, this is the first time I'm hearing of PMS or
Same.
PMDD.
Same.
Imagine someone like me, I'm just hearing it for the first time. What of those that barely even have access to sanitary towels, talk less of orientation? How then would they go through it? So we need to advocate for mental health resources. Menstrual-related conditions like PMDD, PMS, and others should be something well known like malaria.
Yes.
The way people go around giving polio vaccines.
For
That's the
malaria.
same way they should share flyers. Okay, there's a free workshop going on. Come and learn.
Learn more.
If you will not use it for yourself, there will be
For
somebody.
others.
That actually needs it.
Exactly. So that's the kind of things that we need.
Maybe school by school, community by
Communities by
community. You go
communities.
Yeah,
because
that
all
actually
these people
help.
don't. they should actually get enlightenment about how
Yes.
it actually affect our mental health. I know your brain is actually very, very a vital organ in your body.
Very
Yeah.
And just as the brain is vital, so as menstruation
Menstruation is
also
important.
to a woman. So all these things actually go together.
Yeah,
Your
they should not
mental
be
health and then
overlooked.
your menstrual well-being, they are actually linked together.
Just like you said, the unspoken connection.
Truthfully, just imagine me now that it's just today I heard of PMS, and then someone walks up to me expecting me to like advise her on PMDD. I don't even have
It's
any.
not possible.
What will I tell her? Truthfully, menstruation should never be a reason to question someone's credibility, mood, capacity, ability. Dignity means allowing women to feel what they feel without shame,
Yes.
without this feeling that I don't need you to know what I'm feeling. Every
Yes.
sister to sister, even brother to sister, it does not
That's
that's
true.
not a bad thing. If my brother comforts me when I'm on my period, I won't be sad though.
And then this issue that you talked about, girl to girl, where a girl will be dismissing another girl because she's on her
Yes.
period. Things that girls say like, is it not the same period I'm going through that you're going through?
They don't that actually there's people go
Different.
through
They have
people that does not
different
actually have
body.
cramps.
exactly.
Yes.
While there are some ones that they're gone. You will not even
They will
see
start
them.
rolling on the ground. You'll be like, what is wrong with you?
Dear girls, it's high time we help ourselves.
Yeah.
Very well.
We're not just breaking the silence. We're not just stopping the stigma. We are sharing truths. We need to embrace the fact. And it's not something that we'll just pass on as hormonal or dramatic.
We're not supposed to.
If the other gender is doing it, we shouldn't be supporting them. We should help ourselves out. If we
Very
don't
well.
start from ourselves, there's no how the other gender will take us serious and help us stop this.
That's true.
Truthfully, periods don't just affect our bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about the cramps, fine and good, but they touch our hearts, our minds, and our daily lives.
Yeah.
Imagine someone not being able to sleep just because she's on her menstruation.
That's
And
bad.
for many women and girls in Nigeria, the silence around this emotional weight is heavier than the physical pain. Let's change that. Talk about it. Validate each other.
Yes.
Call out the jokes. And
Very
let's
true.
build a world where menstrual mental health is not dismissed but respected. Thanks for tuning in to the Red Dot Podcast. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to share, like, and subscribe. And always, I repeat, always remember your feelings are valid, period or no period. Until next time.
Bye.